Alrighty, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. The console's not connected to the internet. Yeah, I know. That's the point here. So, what do I have to say right now? What do I really have to what do I really have to say? Oh my goodness, I'm not good at intros. First of all, anybody watching this on YouTube after the fact, happy holidays. Turns out the last session I streamed for so freaking long that the daily uploads for it queued up through the holidays. So so there's that. Last session went on definitely a decent bit longer than I than I thought it would. But that's what happens. That's what happens there. It's actually been a little while in terms of real life time since the last time I played this. I was trying to get something working. There's a very interesting glitch in, gosh diggity darn it, very interesting glitch in this game called Surf on Land that you can get in like a few different locations, but essentially you interact with the water right as a trainer challenges you to a battle, like the exclamation point appears above their head. And the game still wants to show you, like, the prompt that, also, why do I not have, like, my hat in the little icon here? Weird. I tried doing this thing where, hold on, so, if you interact with the water right as somebody challenges you to a battle, then the battle goes through, and then you clear the battle, and yada yada. But then it still says, like, the water's deep blue color, would you like to surf on it? But now you're facing the way of the trainer, and then you wind up surfing on land, and then you can use it to, like, clip out of bounds and all over the place and whatnot. And people have already found out how to do this to get to Shaman somewhere over here, and I kind of wanted to do that. I kind of wanted to pull it off, so I was trying it for a while with a tuber that was on this route, and I couldn't get it for the life of me. And I tried it with this sailor for a little while, where I need him to be looking the other direction. The idea is essentially, like, I had a rhythm down. That's not it, is it? Because I would be, like, mashing A immediately after. Oh my goodness, this sound. I'd be mashing A, like, immediately between attempts, to the point that sometimes I would, like, interact with the water while he's turning, like, mid-turn. He'd be, like, partway through the turn and not quite there. So I don't know why the camera does that weird thing. So I was just testing it on this guy to see if I could get it. And overall, I spent probably, like, over 2 hours off camera trying to get the surf on land glitch. So I don't know if I'm bad or just, you know, freaking, it's just the thing that was different after, like, the day 1 patch. Like, maybe the trainer detection is different after the day 1 patch that I don't have, because I know that people can do it after the day 1 patch, but I can't do it here. So either it's a day 1 patch thing or I'm bad. Hello Mortis, how are you doing today? My chat is on, right? It should be on. So there was that, and anybody that's seen some of my series is like freaking Breath of the Wild knows that I stay determined when it comes to, you know, getting glitches to work. Like, I have some pretty crazy dedication to that sometimes. Like, the hardest trick for me to properly learn, that I took the time to actually really properly learn in Breath of the Wild, was probably extended shield clipping. And I spent like a week practicing that off camera before I was confident enough bringing it on stream. And even then, I brought it on stream and I freaking sucked at it. And it took like the next half a year of playing Breath of the Wild on stream that, yeah, I didn't get the thingamabob there. It took like the next half a year of playing Breath of the Wild on stream until I finally started like feeling more confident with it. Because when you are breaking Terraria in half, I believe it. Hope you two are having fun with some Terraria shenanigans and whatnot. Hope that that's all going well. I'll give it like one more shot here. I had like a system going. This was even like a week ago that I was practicing this for a couple hours. I have not touched this game in general in like a good while, actually. It has been a decent while. And I thought that it'd be something really neat before the new year to showcase this glitch where it's like you can catch Shaman. But I don't know if I'm bad, or if it's a day 1 patch thing, or what the heck is going on. But I had I would basically do this, so that, like, the moment he'd turn, like, immediately after pressing B there is when I'd start mashing A, to try and, you know, guarantee that I don't miss it, but I just couldn't do it for the life of me, and sometimes I'd be here for, like, a good while, and, like, I'll give it one more attempt. I don't like how the water here kind of looks like weird wiggly jello, and I can't get that image out of my mind now after that one early on episode. But last time, we did do some interesting things. We wound up and getting the 8th gym badge a bit early. So, something else that's apparently possible with the Surf on Land glitch is you can apparently also go right to the Pokemon League. And I don't think it's with this glitch specifically, but with a lot of other glitches, speedruns of this game are already under 20 minutes, which is incredible. I don't know whatever, like, how else to, gosh diggity darn it. I don't know how else to describe it. That's just certainly something there. The fact that, you know, this game can be beaten in under 20 minutes. Who knows? Like, as time goes on, I wouldn't be surprised to see, like, you know, a sub 15, maybe a year down the line, see, like, a sub 10, maybe. Like, this game, at the time of streaming this, is December 3rd. Which, I guess one thing to mention about December is I mentioned that, like, I don't know if I mentioned it during this series, but I mentioned I was growing out my mustache at some point just to, like, try it out, and I was trying it out during November and such. And I thought that maybe once December rolled around, I'd shave it off. I still think that I, like, prefer no mustache than mustache. I don't know if I want to be like Mario and Luigi or anything like that. But, you know, part of me is kind of tempted to leave it on through the holidays. And when is he gonna turn? I did this for, like, over 2 hours a week ago. It was insane. And I never got that actual glitch to work. I was such a big sad. So I guess I can break games like, gosh darn it. I guess, no! Darn you! Whatever. So I guess I can break games like Breath of the Wild in half, but Brilliant Diamond, I'm not going to be able to do that. The only, like, big glitch that I'll be able to induce that you wouldn't normally see during, like, normal gameplay, like all the visual glitches all over the place, is the sequence break to Sunny Shore, which was pretty fun, but it also means that, like, if I'm not able to surf on land and skip straight to the Pokemon League, which I don't think I can. Either it's a day 1 patch thing, and I don't have the day 1 patch, either something with that patch did something to the way the trainer detection works or something, or I'm bad. One of the two. I don't know which it is, but one of those two things is the case. So, like, we could just keep going west to Canalave. I just heard that this guy was, like, the easiest guy to do it on, which is why I was over here, like, trying to practice it and just couldn't get it for the life of me. But, you know, we are probably a bit over-leveled for, Gym 6 and 7. Consider we, just completed Gym 8. But there is also, like, some other stuff that we, might need to do at some point. Like, maybe fight the trainers on this route to get some good experience and such. Or maybe, go to the tower over here, because I think that is the thing that had strength. Let's go to the tower. Screw it. Like, I'm gonna need that right there. Because I don't think I'm good enough to get the, Surf on Land glitch and get it out of bounds and stuff. I don't think I'm quite that good at video games. Or I can just blame it on, like, the day 1 patch. I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll feel better about myself by, blaming it on things out of my control. I think that, it doesn't really matter who's up front here, I guess, too much. We can have Lynn with, like, the amulet coin. Wait, held item. What if we, do this? Because it'll be a lot of ghost types here, right? And then we can just, like, spam bite, and we'll be over-leveled for this. I need to be here for strength, right? We gotta go to the top and get strength, I believe. But yeah, hello, Lancer. I thought you were just watching a video on Pokemon glitch, and now you're here watching a stream with Pokemon glitches. Yeah, except a lot of the glitches that you'll be seeing here are just, like, weird visual thingamabobs. This is really, really grassy and bright. Like, you'd think for a, you know, kind of moody, sad tower, like, it'd be a lot dimmer, but this is, like, it's such a holy place. It's like, oh, it's with this, holy light. Oh my goodness, it is so illuminated back there. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, but I hope you are doing well today, Lancer. It's funny, things are interesting over here lately with the, I forgot to do this tower way earlier. I could probably just do tackle. Oh, man. Oh, man, I can't believe that I forgot to do this tower, like, 3,000 years ago in the playthrough. We'll just send out Shellos. Sure, I don't know. I've been working on a lot of video editing stuff recently, and my semester is wrapping up for university. By the time this is on YouTube, this semester will be over already, but yeah, it was all grassy in the OG Gen 4 games. Platinum gave it a more fitting, bricky look, so Platinum is the thing that made it, like, more moody, solemn for, you know, the graveyard that it is. But I guess these titles are just like super duper grassy and super duper bright as well. I don't feel like it should be as like super bright as it is. It feels more like a, you know, it feels more like a JRPG choice. I just in case anyone doesn't pick up on the joke terms that I have for things, it's my joke term for church. Can I not? I couldn't switch. I was pressing A. I was trying to switch. It didn't let me. So I pressed B thinking maybe I was in like some weird menu or something like that, but I just straight up couldn't switch. I don't know what's going on with that, but okay, I guess, or something. Well, but yeah, in case anyone doesn't pick up on like my joke terms, that's my joke term for church. This feels like, you know, a place that you would come to in like a JRPG. That's like, you know, the religion of that world, and you know, I guess if you follow JRPG rules, that naturally means it's evil. If you're following JRPG rules, but this feels like the kind of place that you'd come in like a JRPG to like fight some corrupt monks or something. I don't know. You know, oh my goodness, this was so not designed for open movement. Holy crap. My Pokemon were taken from me. Team Galactic did ever since. I've never forgiven their faces. Then what Pokemon are you using right now? Then what are you using now? I have to go to work tomorrow. Oh, this is that Kirby guy. To go to work tomorrow. I haven't been there in a while because there's been a feral, probably diseased cat hanging around there. That doesn't sound good. Try not to be attacked by a small cat, because that would not be very good there. One of the things I did do since the last time playing this game is I actually finally had a listen to like the actual remastered soundtrack of this game. Finally finding something that I'm sure is like the actual remastered soundtrack. And you know what? I actually liked it. I actually quite liked it. I didn't think it was perfect or anything like that. I don't know if I've ever listened to any game remake / remaster where I've thought that it was done perfectly, to be fair though. But generally I liked it, quite frankly. Like, I feel like Pokemon is one of those series where it's like, you know, whatever corners they cut, whatever weird business decisions they make, at least one of the things that'll always be good is the music. Unless we're listening to this, you know. Unless we're listening to this. We don't get to listen to the, you know, the actual good stuff, sadly. I've only gone for a couple days now, which is why I actually go on this time. Well, be careful regardless. Be careful regardless, though, I must say. This semester for university is wrapping up at the time of streaming this. Gosh diggity darn it, you are going to static me, aren't you? Can electric types get paralyzed? Maybe they can. Maybe they don't. I don't know why I'm volt switching. You would be taken out anyway. But yeah, it's currently it's currently Friday because it's after midnight actually. Is what it is. It's Friday the 3rd. Sure, I'll just send out Malos, I guess. So the actual days of classes that I have left end on Tuesday, and then I have like a couple weeks of finals is the thing. Is what's going on here. I think my last day is like the 17th or something like that. I don't remember. But I've been working on a lot of editing projects and such. Ow, how dare you? Because as it turns out, there's a lot of editing projects to do. Hello, Lollipop. Hope you are doing well today. Whoa, did you get a crit? What was that? I wasn't paying attention. There's a lot of editing projects going on right now, and I don't think that I've ever been this bogged down with like as much editing kind of stuff on this channel before. Like, I've had like big video essay projects that I'm doing, but never quite the kind of stuff that I'm doing right now. Because I've got, you know, my streams like this that are getting cut up into parts and upload when I'm doing them. I haven't been streaming for a little while properly. There's a Creators Collide episode that I've been editing recently. I did a session with Dark Deities director, Chip Moore, where we hopped into Civilization together, Civ 6, and that was pretty fun. We didn't actually get to finish our session because in Civ fashion it went on longer than expected. Maybe we'll resume it at some point, we'll see. But I need to go ahead and edit that more. I'm like 40 minutes in, done or something like that, and there's like maybe an hour 20 minutes more of like footage to go through and like crop out and edit and stuff. So I'm getting there. I went to edit a little bit of it yesterday, and you know, I had left it for a few days, I wasn't quite sure, like, at what point I left it at, like, in the timeline. So do you have sturdy? Oh my goodness, you do. So I was on the timeline and I just pressed play to be like, okay, wow. You had to use flail after surviving with sturdy, huh? Of course you did. Anyway, I hit play where the cursor was on the timeline, being like, where did I leave off at? And immediately after I hit play, I hear him yell, "Get off of my damn Stonehenge! I'm trying to make religion!" Or something like that. He was trying to get his doodle onto Stonehenge so that he could, like, found his religion and whatnot and start spreading it around the world. So that was certainly something there. And I nearly choked. Like, when I wasn't sure where I had left off at, and I just hit play to be like, where are we at in the timeline? And I heard that, I freaking nearly choked. was the thing. That was actually a hazard right there. That's one thing that I'm working on editing. But yeah, another news has been creating your encounter tables for your Pokemon Platinum Hardcore Nuzlocke Twitter thread thing. Currently got tables for everything up to Old Chateau. I don't even know what encounter tables means, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I straight up don't know what that means. Notifications not working? They should be working just fine. I'll just do this. Hello, Reggie Bump. Yeah, I want to become not famous like all those, all those bots would have me promote and stuff. Is Malos faster than Soleil? Soleil miss? I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention. I'm just kind of rambling. I'm just getting through here and getting that strength. What mons you encounter in a given area. But you can just find those tables online off of, like, you know, sites like Bulbapedia or Cerebi or whatever the heck else, right? I don't understand. I remember when I used to write down, like, things about games before the internet was as big as it was. The times of freaking Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door, I freaking wrote down, I had like a 3-page document I hand wrote for like all the Shine Sprite locations and all the Star Piece locations. That's how into Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door I was back when. Like, it was certainly something. That's a thing that I used to do. Well, dice or whatever, the dice rolls, that's what you get. Gotcha then. You might have to refresh the page to actually oh gosh darn, I hate random encounters. Might need to refresh the page, Lollipop, for you know, the actual prompt that lets you do a proper sub message. But regardless, I do appreciate the resub though. If you resubbed it, welcome back to Team Enharmonic and all that fun stuff that I say when stuff like that is going on and whatnot. How ghastly this Pokemon here. How very ghastly. I'm throwing a Pokeball at it. Let's see if he gets so freaking intimidated by Soleil here that he goes in. He's not like super low level, so the chances aren't that good. Yeah, that's what I figured. But okay, yeah, that's what it is. You needed to refresh. I do appreciate the resub then, Lollipop. I hope that you enjoy another month of the emotes and the sub badge and all that fun stuff. You'll have access to a lot of Pokemon you usually wouldn't see in a Platinum playthrough. Oh. There's something weird going on. Why am I fighting all these dudes? I'm barely getting any experience for it. Whatever. I'm just doing it anyway, I guess. Man, the sub alert is gonna end and we're no longer gonna be able to listen to music that's way better than what we're listening to in this game. Yeah, it's gone, so. Now we're back to the default Cubase trumpet. I compared, while I was off camera, I did also compare, like, this kind of thing to the actual originals. And the originals soundtrack was better. It hurts my ears a little bit. That trumpet sound right there. Let's see here. Boopity bop, I guess. And then, so yeah, the first big editing project that I'm working on right now is the upcoming episode of Creators Collide, which is, going to be one of the longest episodes in the series, considering Civ is freaking long, and we didn't even finish our game, so that's gonna be a decent bit of stuff. The next thing is, I need to work on a video essay for this game right here, as a matter of fact. Like, I knew before this game came out that, like, I would have to do, like, a dedicated video essay specifically for this game, do, like, an in-depth, like, just completely focused on this game, like, you know, when I'm through with it and whatnot. So, like, I can't have, like, my full script done yet, because I haven't beaten the game yet, but I've started on it, because it's gonna be a long one, and it's maybe 35% done, 40% done. I'll be, like, adding things to it. I might put the script through a few different drafts, Like, just use what I had so far as just, like, you know, practice for what I want to say, and then, you know, revise it and make better scripts or something like that. I do worry that I'll ramble a bit much, but so far it is, that's what 2021 really is, isn't it? But from the way that it's looking so far, I think that this is probably going to become the second longest single game video essay I'll have done on my channel thus far. The first longest being Breath of the Wild, because that was an over 3-hour video essay on Breath of the Wild that took me 2 months to make, and it was it was certainly something. Man, it's funny, like, the video essays that get, like, the most acknowledgement are the ones that I whip up in, like, a spur of passion, like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, or Pokemon on the Switch, stuff like that. But the ones that I actually spend, like, months and months and months working on, like freaking, what was it, my use of history in historical video games one, or the 3-hour Breath of the Wild ones. Those are the things that, like, almost nobody hears about. That's certainly something in there. Lost towers where the spirits of departed Pokemon are put to rest. Those that enjoyed long lives, those whose times were short. All the departed Pokemon shall find solace here. It's good of you to have visited. Here, take these technical machines. That not the kind of thing that you would expect to hear there. Strength in the hidden moves app allows you to push large boulders out of your way. Have you met Fantina? She's a biatch. She's a hard one to get a read on, but she is a compassionate sort. You know, she's a regular visitor here. Is she now? Let me make your journey out of this place less frightening. Take this! Obtain a cleanse tag. Oh, neato. The cleanse tag. Let the first Pokemon in your team hold it. It will keep wild Pokemon away so you can leave unhindered. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna be on my merry way walking into these stupid random encounters from time to time. But, is that the final badge? No. No. I don't know what you're looking at, but, drink a game for every comment on that video essay that says you're part of the problem for buying in the first place. Take a shot, you'll be dead in minutes. What, you're saying when this video essay gets published? I got one of those comments like 2 days ago. Like, this game has been out for what at the time of streaming this? Like, a week and a half? It came out on, no, maybe closer to 2 weeks or something like that at this point. I haven't been going as ham on this as I thought I would. I honestly haven't received as many of those kinds of comments as I thought I would on my playthrough stuff by now. Maybe just because my playthrough stuff gets, like, way less recognition than my video essays anyway, could be part of it. But so far the tally's at 3. I've been counting. I've received 3 of those kinds of comments, is the thing so far. That's the current count. And, the one that I got most recently was, like, very, very, very pissed about it. Like, I can find it. Assuming they didn't delete it. assuming they didn't do that. Like, where would it be here? I might not, maybe finding it here isn't the best play. Maybe I should find it in this format. I can find it if I go here. Let's just see. So, just caught your most popular video. Good to see it meant absolutely nothing when you said, what reason do I have to bother paying $80 or $160 for both when I can just go and play virtually the same thing on my DS with Platinum? You really want to know how Pokemon lost its magic? Because people like you reward Game Freak and the Pokemon Company for substandard games. You should delete the video, since it means absolutely nothing now. People who complain about the games but never follow those complaints up with something that will actually hurt Game Freak / Pokemon Company are the worst fans of all. We have to sit through your worthless complaining. So I received that on one of the episodes of this series. You want to know how I responded? Would you please be able to explain to me how reviews and coverage aren't legitimate reasons for coverage? So, by this line of logic, if a food critic doesn't like the direction this restaurant has gone with its cuisine, and comes into review because, oh, I don't know, maybe it's his job? Then it's perfectly reasonable for other people to come over to the critic's table and throw a temper tantrum at them like this. The reason the food here is so bad is because you're rewarding this restaurant. You should delete your prior reviews, because you coming in for another review clearly means that means absolutely nothing now. So is nobody allowed to have their reviews? Or maybe they're just not allowed to if it's negative? Because if this line of logic applies to me because of established negative reviews, then that means it has to apply to all of those with established negative views. So if literally anybody has a negative review on any product, it should naturally follow that you must need to apply this to them. So food critics who have negative reviews aren't actually allowed to try out and review the food. They should just go up to the window and watch the other customers and write down what they think the food is like based off of what they can see other people doing. And at the very end, I have I had a long response, clearly, but how would literally anybody know anything about a product if people aren't allowed to have reviews? How would anybody know whether it's good or bad if nobody is allowed to share information on it as you'd have it be? The real problem isn't people like me that are literally running this as their side business as a university student and try to share information and inform consumers. It's people like you who try to censor the media because of being too butthurt to use common sense. So, they never responded to me, and honestly I'm a bit disappointed they didn't. Like, I really wanted to see, like, what explanation they'd have for themselves for, like, what, there wasn't even a transition, it just popped in. What the hell? Anyway, but yeah, so, what the heck was I saying anymore? Oh yeah, I never got a response, and I'm honestly disappointed about that, because I wanted to see, like, what kind of justification they'd have for, like, you know, nobody being allowed to have reviews. Because, you know, if you, like, what line of reasoning is, oh my goodness, you, like, established a negative opinion on this thing, but you're reviewing the next one anyway? Oh my goodness, you're the problem here. It's like, I'm a freaking content creator. This is my business. I'm doing this for entertainment purposes and to share my viewpoints with those who are interested in knowing my viewpoints. Like, I'm not doing this because I, you know, said that I don't like their stuff, but secretly absolutely love everything that they stand for. Yep, everything negative I've said about Pokémon, it was all just a lie. Pokemon's really just my guilty pleasure that I'm, like, playing, that I, you know, have secretly loved 100% all the time. Yeah, that's totally what's going on here. But yeah. Did you hit them with the pin of shame? I might have hit them with a pin of shame. I've never heard it called the pin of shame before. I did pin somebody else's, though. Like, another one. I've said that we're at a tally of 3 so far for, like, people that have basically hated my guts on this playthrough so far for, for just playing it. For just doing that. I wonder if I should share the final tally by the time the video essay on this comes out. I don't know. We'll see what happens and whatnot. I don't remember if I hit them with the pin of shame, but I have hit one of the other few cases with the pin of shame. And they responded to me being like, why pin? And I was like, well, I didn't mention anything about it, but I was just like, you know, for people to see, for the world to see it. So I don't know if I hit that one case with the pin of shame, but there was definitely one person I hit with the pin of shame that should in theory still be there on one of the playthrough parts unless they deleted it. But yeah, let's see here. Yeah, I do like me some food analogies, and yeah, I could be there all day if they started replying, but it's so funny when people that, you know, have really weird arguments that, you know, if you apply their logic in any other way, means that, you know, they're basically trying to censor the media and not let anybody share information on a game if they have established negative views. It's so fascinating at the same time to, like, you know, try and find out why somebody thinks such a thing, because I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, I guess it would make sense if I was like, oh my goodness, these games are so bad, and then when they released it, I picked them up and was like, it's like, oh, hold on, let me rephrase. I guess it would make sense if I was somebody who, 1, wasn't a content creator, and 2, was just like, oh my goodness, these games are gonna be the worst thing ever. There's no chance that I'm getting them at all. And there's no way that anybody else should get them either. And then I got them and then was like, oh my goodness, these are the greatest things ever. This is freaking fantastic. It's like, okay, yeah, then you can apply that. But I'm a freaking content creator. This is my freaking side business. When I file my income for this channel for, like, you know, tax purposes, this is labeled as a business. Like, this isn't some weird joyride thingamabob. This is me doing content creation, sharing my views and my experiences with those who find that interesting. Which, you know, I'm still a small content creator by all regards, but I'm at a point where it's like there are people who care about seeing what I have to say and what is going on here, and that's like really special to me, and that's more than enough reason for me to you know, really delve into things here and, you know, share what needs to be shared, to the point that, like, I'm surprised that some of the stuff that I brought up about this is stuff that I haven't seen anybody else bring up. Like the fact that the day one patch for this game is literally 45% of the game data. And I originally chalked that up to laziness, but now I have come to the conclusion that, okay, yeah, that does actually put the actual game cartridge under the 4 GB mark so that they could, like, ship out the 4 GB cartridges and have the other, basically half of the game data be installed locally instead, so they didn't have to pay more for the 8 GB cartridges that the games needed to be on, at least. Good to see that that they totally have the consumer's best interest in mind. Imagine if every game did that, have like nearly half the game's data behind the day one patch, and then even people who buy physically would have to buy like chonky micro SD cards, because, you know, it would kind of defeat like half of the purpose of getting things digitally, or getting things physically, you know? Anyway, I say hi back to Guzma, there, Mortis. Welcome to every day in the Star Wars community. What, for like sharing criticisms and whatnot? I know that, like, I don't know what the scene is like on the first 6 Star Wars movies, but I know that, like, the epilogue trilogy thingamabob gets like way more criticism than praise, and I completely understand why. Why am I dropping frames? This is not a-okay. This is not okie dokie to be dropping frames like this. That ain't good. At least it's not a lot of frames. Before we exit the Pokémon Center and figure out where the hell we're going, I want to stop dropping frames first. We might almost be done. Yeah, we're done dropping frames. Okay, cool. Where are we going next? We have strength now. We can't use it until we go do stuff at the Canalave gym. Maybe I'll do I want to go battle those trainers in front of Sunny Shore? I don't know. Imagine having access to the highest grossing media franchise of all time that will always sell over 1 million copies easily, than doing anything to save money like that. Yeah, that's gonna be like a whole dedicated chapter in my video essay on this game. So I already have like the format decided on. I'm gonna have freaking 7 chapters to that video essay, which is certainly something. 7 whole sections. The first section is, like, what was the scene before this game even released? What was the status and, like, standards of the previous Pokemon remakes up to this point? And what was the information on this game that came out before release that was worrisome? Things like, this is ILCA's first game. Things like, the game trailers didn't really have evidence of there being vertical slices, which is something that I've discussed more extensively in previous parts, and I'll discuss some more in future parts. Things like, you know, the whole fear of missing out with Pokemon adopting its, like, freaking chart of pre-order rewards and whatnot, or early buying rewards, technically. Stuff like that is what the whole first chapter would be. The whole second chapter is how screwed up the freaking day one patches, and discussing, like, some similar-ish situations I've seen, like the 2 closest situations I've seen in the gaming industry before, but are still very, very different. And just how thoroughly messed up it is that the day one patch is the way it is. Because it's crazy to think that, you know, when this game becomes as old as the titles it's based on, then anybody playing this for, you know, the first time that doesn't have the day one patch installed on the Switch already, like, the Nintendo network on the Switch is going to be shut down probably by the time these games are as old as what they're based on. So anybody playing it, like, sometime after that, the state that I'm playing it is the only state that they're going to be able to play it in, with the stupid placeholder DS sounds, and I'm dropping frames again, with the stupid placeholder sounds and like no post game supposedly, and the drop frames might be over already pretty soon. We'll see. So those are the first 2 chapters. The 3rd chapter is going to be gameplay. The 4th chapter is visuals and art style. The 5th chapter is going to be music. The 6th chapter is going to be story, which is something I didn't think would need touching on because it's, you know, pretty standard. But, you know, reading through that Diamond and Pearl Adventures manga like I have been recently, it kind of opened my eyes to like, whoa, this could be so much better. And this remake was like the one opportunity they had to do that, you know, and they didn't do that. And then 7th chapter would be conclusion. Also, I'm still dropping frames. I don't know why this, okay, we should be done dropping frames for now. We'll see what happens. So that's my 7-chapter mega format that we're gonna be like delving into this game with. So that'll be something. That'll be something there. I'm tempted to go to Veilstone and see if we can like change our outfit to something else maybe. Remember Game Freak put their games in the hands of people like Chunsoft? Now they're allowing MOBAs and companies' first tries is acceptable. Yeah, it's something very different. But to be fair, the cases with, you know, a lot of different companies managing Pokemon in the past was like a bazillion different spin-offs back when Pokemon had like a bazillion different spin-offs essentially. Nowadays Pokemon is very different than back then, both in terms of like the total amount of titles coming out, what kind of titles are coming out, and that whole situation. Part of me really misses like the DS era days where it's like you have like this company over here that's working on the Ranger titles, you have this company over here that's working on Mystery Dungeon. I really hope a Mystery Dungeon DX happens. I would go crazy. I would love that. I'm wearing my freaking Time Gear necklace right now, as I do a lot of streams when it comes to Explorers. Love me some Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers. Anyway, let's head out, I suppose.